Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm filming the 2020 Chevy Silverado LT Trail Boss, and it's paired with that Z71 package. But let's take a look underneath the hood here of the Silverado. This has the company's 5.3 liter small block. It makes 355 horsepower, 383 pound-feet of torque, and it's paired with a 10-speed automatic. As the Silverado sits, it weighs around 5,100 pounds, and you can tow 9,400 pounds. Fuel economy for the Silverado is rated at 16 in the city, 21 on the highway, 18 combined. I've been averaging around 23.5 mpg. So if you're a conservative driver, you can get this thing to do like 24 miles to the gallon. But closing the hood here of the Silverado, my Tesla's painted in this North Sky blue metallic paint, which looks really good paired with the black accents, especially with the red recovery hooks. My Tesla has full LED headlights here with an LED daytime running light with an incandescent turn signal. Surprised to see Chevy didn't go with a full LED design, and that's actually carbon fiber inserts in the headlight module. So that's first. I think that's the first in the actual pickup truck segment here. This is Z71 badge here, the Chevy bow tie, which is blacked out. Some nice gloss black material here on the bumper and also on the grill. Here there's these red recovery hooks with LED fault lights. This opening here to put an air curtain over the brake. I want you guys to comment down below in the comment section. Do you think the Silverado is one of the best pickup trucks on the actual market with this aggressive front look? Honestly, this is my favorite pickup truck on the market because it looks really aggressive, but that interior, that's a whole nother thing. But I want you guys to comment down below, what do you think about the all new redesigned Silverado that they introduced in 2019. So looking at the side profile of the Silverado, my Tesla has the traditional look like every other pickup truck on the market. Looking at these tires and wheels here, these are a Goodyear Wrangler Duratrax tire. The wrapped in is 275/65 width tire. This is an 18-inch rim design. I like the finish here is a multi-spoke finish with this gloss black look. My Tesla has the monotube shocks, which gives the Silverado around 10.5 inches of ground clearance. There's this Z71 badge here on the fender. My Tesla also has the fixed running boards here. So if you want to go off-roading, I think the fixed running boards might just get in the way if you're rock climbing or whatnot. My Tesla has the 5.5-foot bed. The wheelbase for the Silverado is 147.4 inches with an overall length of 231.1. And Chevy has increased the steps here on the actual bed just in case you have work boots. They won't get stuck in this actual opening here. But if you want to put something in the bed without opening up that lift gate, you can definitely do so with these fixed steps here integrated into the bed. Mind you, I'm 5'8", and I could barely touch the bottom of this bed here. But let's take a look at the rear of the Silverado. So at the rear of the Silverado, looking at these taillights, is going to be a full LED design with an LED turn signal, an LED reverse light with an LED brake light. There's some badging back here, which is your LT badge, your Chevrolet badge, which is embroidered into the actual tailgate here with your Silverado badge. There's this gloss-like finish here, just like in the front fascia on the bumper. Your pin connectors, LED lights for your tag, and there's the tow hitch receiver there. You can tow around 9,400 pounds. I like the catback exhaust with the dual chrome tips here. I'm gonna let you guys see what that small block V8 sounds like really quick. And unfortunately, Chevy just limits the revving to around 3,500 RPM. But open up the tailgate back here. My Tesla does have these cameras for the backup system there. This is a soft opening tailgate, and my Tesla does not have the spray-on bed. Honestly, I would just spec that in just to keep the bed here from getting scratched and damaged. There's some tie-down hooks in here with LED lights in the actual bed there. So I'm sitting inside the interior of the 2020 Chevy Trail Boss LT, and yes, I know Chevy has not updated their interior just yet. Closing the door sounds nice and solid, but to start up the Silverado, just put your foot on the brake and press the start-stop button down here. That 5.3 liter V8 will roar to life, and the gauges will do a nice sweep, as you can see here. The materials on the door panel is gonna be a nice soft touch material. There's this aluminum door handle. Your lock controls are gonna be here. It is one touch up, one touch down for the driver only, but one touch down for the rest of the windows. Your mirror controls are gonna be here. My Tesla has the 4x4 system, which rolls into auto, 4 high, 2 high, and 4 low. Your fault light controls down here, and this is the light for the bed. Your dimmer switches, this is for the headlight controls. You have different drive modes here, which are sport, off-road, normal, and trailer mode. So you do have a couple different drive modes here. Not like the other Silverados that you get other different drive modes as well. There's your cruise control setting here, blind spot monitoring. Of course, you need that technology in a big truck like this. There's this leather wrap steering wheel. If you guys love big old column shifters, here you go right here. Putting the Silverado into reverse. My Tesla has this grainy backup camera. I'm not sure why GM has updated this camera how it is on their other products with a nicer resolution there, but it still has a nice look to it. Trajectory, distance marker, rear parking sensors. Putting it to drive here, you have different modes here to cycle through that 10-speed automatic. There is a low mode right here. Like I mentioned, you have 10 different gears to go through, and it does show you down here with that red indentation. Putting it back into park. The Tesla has this little helper screen down here. You can configure it with this little rotary dial here. Show your trip 1, your trip 2, your digital speed. You have your articulation to show you when you're off-road. Right now I have it in two-wheel drive. Your transmission fluid, your fuel economy. I've been averaging around 23 to 24 miles to the gallon. So if you're a conservative driver, you can get around 25 miles per gallon if you are really light with this V8. So you always want to hear that rumbling V8 sound. Here on the upper part of your dashboard, it's going to be a hard touch plastic. There's additional storage here. There's a nice little storage, probably rest your phone there, or put a little speaker or whatnot. There's some leather-like material here with the stitching. There's this plastic aluminum trim like look here, more of the aluminum trim like look. This is an 8-inch display with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and yes, I know Chevy has not updated their pickup truck interior just yet. Give them some time, they're going to definitely do it. It may be in the 2022 version of the Silverado. Hopefully they will go with a bigger display, or I'll try to beat Ram and Ford, maybe give it a 13-inch or 14-inch display. Hopefully they do something big like that. If not, they may just copy and paste the same interior from the Chevy Tahoe. Hopefully they don't do that, and hopefully they give it a bigger screen. It is a single climate control in here. Automatic start stop. This is the feature to lower down the bed. It has a switch, stability control, hill descent, USB-C, a USB port, a 12-volt. My Tesla is missing the household outlets here. There's double glove boxes here. Nice deep little storage there. Closing that back. Open up this one down here. It's deep, but it's damped and it's not lined with felt. The seats in here, they're cloth seats. They're really good, but you get the cloth seats because it's a Trail Boss and you're gonna get muddy, and you don't want to mess up your leather seats. And above me, my Tesla is missing the standard sunroof. With the new 2021 Tahoe and Suburban, they gave it a panoramic sunroof, so they might trickle that down to the Silverado line up here. My Tesla is missing the rear view camera mirror for additional option. LED lights throughout the whole entire cabin. Your OnStar, SOS buttons are up there. Cup holders here. It fits my bottle of water just fine. Show you guys the key fob. Showed you guys the key fob before. They haven't switched over from the C8 key fob that I showed you guys, or the Escalade key fob in the newer Chevy products there. But there's a lock, unlock, remote start, and to lower down the tailgate back there with a panic button. Nice sturdy key to rest in your hands. That's this little area here to rest your phone. Open up here is a deep center console here. This area here is nice and padded. And my Tesla has this optional middle seat here that I do not like. Honestly, I just think it's a waste of time, but this is what you get when you get the actual work truck configuration. And I didn't know that there's more additional storage down here. Also, you can lock this as well. You guys can see when you put the key in there, and you can lock the storage. But the interior in here, yes, I know it's not the best looking interior out of the mid-sized trucks, but Chevy, it's on their way to updating their trucks here with the interior and newer technology. But this is one of my favorite pickup trucks on the market. But let's hop into the back seat of the Silverado. So get into the back seat of the Silverado. My Tesla has these fixed running boards with this grab handle. But shutting the door here, the door sounds nice and solid. The materials back here are going to be a nice soft touch material with this aluminum door handle with this fake wood trim. There's 2 map pockets back here, 2 USB ports with a 12-volt rear air vents. The floor back here is nice and flat. You can definitely fit 3 full-size adults back here. And Chevy says you get around 43.4 inches of legroom. The Ram offers 45 inches of legroom. That's most in the pickup truck segment. Lifting the seat up here, you can also have a flat low floor back here once you lift these seats up, instead of putting into the actual bed of the truck. So starting off in the driving scene with the Chevy Trail Boss. My Tesla has the 5.3 liter with a 10-speed automatic. Kind of lost a bit of traction because it's damped out here. Visibility out of the rear of the Silverado is pretty good. You have this big rear view mirror here. My Tesla doesn't have the rear view camera mirror, which I honestly would just spec in. These side mirrors are really big. Blind spot monitoring my tester has. So you do get some of Chevy's driver's assistance. The seats in here are comfortable. They're cloth seats. Of course, they're gonna be really durable with this being the Trail Boss. So you're gonna take this thing off-roading a lot. You're gonna need a lot of mud stains, and Chevy do give you some standard floor mats in here. Good visibility out of here as well. I just don't like that my Tesla has this 8.5-inch display here. So, but Chevy is going to be updating interior refresh. Maybe that like the interior that I showed you guys on the all-new Chevy Tahoe. But they might give it a bigger display, maybe like an 11 or 12-inch display. I'm not sure what they're going to do there. But I think a 10-inch is going to be not in the class leading like Ram and Ford. Those vehicles have a 12-inch display once the F-150 goes on sale. My tester has cruise control setting. Like I mentioned, you do get some of Chevy's driver's assistance. I wish my seat would let me adjust it up because I'm short. I'm only 5'8" and I barely have a commanding view of the road here. This hood is massive, but you can definitely see over it. But my tester does have that 5.3 liter. And like I mentioned before, if you guys haven't driven none of the newer GM products, really good fast 10 speed. Like I mentioned, I was averaging 23 miles to the gallon. So this truck can get really good fuel economy. Put my foot to the floor because I know that this thing has adequate power, 355 horsepower and 383 pound-feet of torque, which is really good numbers. But if you want that big boy V8, which is a push rod as well, this is part of Chevy's small block technology. You go for the 6.2, it's going to make 420 horsepower. I showed you guys that same engine in the Chevy Tahoe high country trim. So that 6.2 liter is something really serious to look at if you want to get a little bit more horsepower. And Chevy's going to be offering that 3 liter inline diesel, which makes 227 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque. So it's matching the same torque output numbers as the big boy 6.2 liter. But just driving this thing along on the back roads where I normally film at, it's really good. Steering feel is really compliant. It's not numb. You can definitely feel what the front tires are doing, and this truck will sway back and forth. But the Trail Boss is a well-rounded pickup truck. It's one of my favorite pickup trucks on the market. It looks aggressive, but this interior, like I mentioned, Chevy's going to be updating the interior, so you guys can, you know, kind of stop criticizing them with that. Yeah, I know Chevy doesn't really do a good interior, or General Motors in general don't really do a good interior. You guys hear that rattling noise back there? That's the actual tag from the dealership. I didn't want to put it outside the vehicle because it wasn't sticking, so I just put it in the back window of the back window back there. So if you hear some rattling noise, that's exactly what that is. But honestly, I don't have any problems with the Trail Boss. My tester has a 4-wheel drive system, so you can put this thing in a 2 high, a 2 low, and a 4 low. And it does have automatic start stop, so you can save some fuel while you're sitting at a stoplight or whenever it does it by itself. But you can defeat that if you don't like that feature. But honestly, I would just leave it on so you can try to save a little bit more fuel. But like I said, I was just averaging around 23 miles to the gallon, even with this small block V8. So it's very good to be a daily driver, especially with a pickup truck. Most people are dropping their sedans and going over to pickup. Pickup truck sales have increased in the last couple of years because of they're more fuel efficient. They don't have an air efficiency as a brick anymore. But if you drive with a heavy foot like myself sometimes, you would really notice that sometimes a V8 is not the thing to go. But the V8s are really good. So GM's going to be releasing the Hummer maybe within the next year or so. And you guys hear the tires. My Tesla has the off-road tires because this is the actual Trail Boss. And it goes over the bumps just fine. The roads back here are a little crappy, so the Trail Boss does stack up. Unfortunately, I can't take this thing off-roading. I wish I could. Go on a mud trail and whatnot, but it does have the 2-inch Rancho shocks, so you do have a good commanding view compared to a standard Silverado. After spending time with the 2020 Chevy Trail Boss LT with the Z71 package, my tester has a skid plate, beefier tires, that Z71 package. This truck is made to go off-road, and honestly, I think it's a really good steal for how much this truck costs. Starting price from my tester here is $48,500. Like I mentioned, my Tesla has all the little goodies here. My Tesla stickers for $50,000, including destination. So honestly, you can't beat that the way my truck is configured. Like I mentioned, skid plate, beefier tires, that Z71 package. So I'd like to give a special thanks to South Dade Toyota for providing me with the 2020 Chevy Trail Boss. If you're on the market for a Chevy Trail Boss, you can come to South Dade Toyota and ask for Wilford or the general manager Tony. And I hope you guys have enjoyed my full overview on the 2020 Chevy Trail Boss. And I hope you guys follow me on Instagram at DriveOnReviews, and please keep subscribing to my YouTube channel. I catch you all in the next video.